Two teams full of international stars. Marc-Andre ter Stegen returns in goal. Samuel Umtiti makes his Champions League debut for the club at the back, while in attack the trio of Neymar, Suarez and Messi are reunited.
Yeah, Suarez, PK, Messi and Alba, the ones really coming back into it for me. And it's surprising Iniesta isn't starting the game, but you look at that front three, probably the best three on the panel.
And they still have the likes of their captain Iniesta, Mascherano, that set the platform for Celtic at the weekend. But those two changes, big calls as well. The Costa Rican international Christian Gamboa makes his Celtic debut, named in midfield but may well drop deeper. 19-year-old Manchester City loanee Patrick Roberts starts on the right. De Vries again prepared to Craig Gordon in goal. Yeah,
two things for me. Where does Christian Gamboa play? Does Brendan Rodgers take inspiration from the way Alaves set up at the weekend, playing that flat five in defence?
Expecting the All-Firm Derby in almost 50 years at the weekend. And away we go with the new camp, and the Champions League group stage is back on TV3. Captain the side over there and then relinquish the captaincy immediately. Alba. Neymar inside to Messi, who's onside. Messi! What a finish! Worst possible start for Celtic, but the finish was absolutely spectacular.
It's all come from the short corner, Dave. Celtic wanted to leave two up, it was Roberts and Sinclair left up, but Alba, he just goes short, sprints 30, 40 yards to get on it. And the line, the Celtic line in terms of getting up together, there was no cohesion, no talking, the space rewarded for the little slide pass. Just see here, poor line, really poor line. It's a great little slide pass, and once he's in this position, he looks up for the pass. You have to say the finish is absolutely emphatic. Lovely little slide ball by Neymar down the side, looks across, it's not on, just puts his foot through it. Beautiful finish right into the box. So yeah, the short corner is always on. It's what they work on. They want to get their players, the Messis, the Neymars on the ball in those areas.
Here they come again, Barcelona, and it's off the bar and out. The flag was up in the end, but Kolo Touré had absolutely no idea that was the case.
Well, it was a very, very late flag, and it's Alba again. He's the one that made it from the corner by going short this time. They're playing that five at the back. There has to be that crossover. And Gamboa, who finds himself at right back, Lustig is tucked in.
Broken up by Brown for Rakitic. Oh, lovely flick from Neymar. It was well read though in the end by Sviatchenko. Messi will hit one! Couldn't bend it just enough inside that post.
Well, Mascherano didn't look too impressed, but I certainly was. It was a beautiful little bit of play. Lovely little nutmeg on bits in the midfield. Just see it here, he comes out, nicks it through his leg, and it's his favourite place, coming in off that right-hand flank. Little one through, initially was a great tackle by Sviatchenko. Little nutmegs, wraps his foot around Touré, just doesn't get enough bend on it.
Well, here they come again, Barcelona. Suarez's effort to cross it towards Messi, and Neymar blocked away. Suarez finds Rakitic, who just opts to leave it for Messi. And he's looking toward the far post, and Suarez couldn't steer it goalwards. Again made the run around the back and stayed onside.
For me, this is what Luis Enrique has brought to this team over recent seasons. A little bit more penetration. They're not afraid to zing it side to side. What a ball this is. Whipped inside. Suarez started the move, tries to get there at that back post, but what a beautiful ball by Lionel Messi.
He really was. Sinclair. And he's made good progress here, Sinclair. Looking for Dembele, and he's brought down. That is a penalty kick, and what an opportunity for Celtic to level things.
Well, it's the first time we've seen Scott Sinclair get on the... He hasn't been getting on the side of the ball. He gets a little touch to it, and there is contact. Good decision by the referee.
He was always going to be favoured against Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Nice up against the German goalkeeper. And it's been pushed away by Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Sinclair with the resulting corner. Now towards Brown, who hits one and takes a deflection and have another corner kick. It's a little mini spell. Man, he took himself out of that little hole.
Not enough pace, Dave. Height, keep Miller's absolute dream. He guesses the right way, and once he does, just did a little shimmy on the run up. Just run up, take it. Take that confidence from Saturday, put a bit of pace on it.
Gomez. And they brought in from Valencia in the summer. Busquets for Messi. Neymar for Messi. Back to Neymar again. Chance to make it two. Messi taps it home. They've walked it in.
Well, literally a few minutes after the disappointment, Dembele's missed spot kick, Barcelona make them pay. And it's as good as a team goal as you're going to see. The individual ability of those two men in the picture there, Messi and Neymar. The close control, the dribbling ability, the composure, the unselfishness. And again, it's down that inside left channel. Who takes who when they come off? The Celtic defenders, they just don't know whether to stick or twist it tomorrow. All over the place, little triangles, little given goals, gets into this position, unselfishly lays it back. You see it time and time again. From a Celtic point of view, it's too easy. They just coast in there. And he just strokes it into the bottom corner.
Well, as he took it a second time, Keith, how many Celtic players are around Messi? 5. Not one of them with their eyes on him. Not one of them checking his run, or at the very least standing in his way. They are making it very easy for them.
I think what's happening was the extra man in there with that 5-man defence. No.
Threaded through by Messi for Gomez. Knew exactly where Suarez was, and you could see what was on his mind as well. Alba on the overlap. Really good run from him. And a chance for Gomez, blocked away by Brown. Neymar with the corner kick. And went an awful long way. 2 Celtic defenders missed it to bring it away. It's 3-on-3 out there now. Neymar is onside, looking to make it 3. And saved by the legs of De Vries. 600 mark for Barcelona. His last goal in the Champions League, incidentally, was against Celtic 4 years ago. And there will be Neymar, and it's a 3rd goal. Inch perfect. And De Vries got nowhere near it really in the end.
The look on Boris De Vries' face sums it all up. It's game over for Celtic. It was a set piece that couldn't really got away without giving away, and once he's in that position, Messi, Neymar, Suarez, whoever it is, always going to prove to be very, very dangerous. Very unselfish by Messi on a hat-trick, and it sums up this trio in terms of how unselfish they are with each other. They lay goals onto each other, they let Neymar take it. He whips it nicely. De Vries gets there. He gets a hand to it. Can he get a bit more powerful to it? With a better angle of it now. I think he's got to do better. I think he's got to move his feet a little bit quicker. His hand has to be that bit stronger.
There's Alba for Neymar. And Iniesta coming in, and he's ripped one home. Well, we said it was 4 years since his last Champions League goal. That was also against the Hoops, and he's done it again.
The Celtic players looking so dejected out there. Big discussions going on as to who it was, why he wasn't picked up. Tierney bits on, having a little bit of an argument. Scott Brown trying to intervene. Why was he awarded so much space? Initially, Neymar, way too much space. Again, down this little inside left channel. Pulls it back into an area. Iniesta arrives. Tierney has to be tucking in. Bitton has to be aware of him. The debate starts, but what a finish it is. He knows exactly what it's doing. Dembele picks him up initially. Fires it home. And De Vries, between the Celtic posts, this occasion, has absolutely no chance.
He got right out of the screws. Iniesta, we mentioned Torre. He was part of that Barca team 10 years ago. That was, of course, Iniesta helping Barca to an opening night victory as they look for yet another Champions League title. Suarez puts it across, and in comes Messi for the hat-trick. And it's all looking so easy now, and still just a quarter of an hour played in this second half. How many might this turn out to be?
Well, you've got to feel for them, the Celtic players. It's a lonely place. The stakes are costing them, and certainly at the heart of that defence. And this occasion it was Lustig playing everybody on, trying to play offside. It's just those little slide passes, the runners from deep. Once they get into those areas, it's the unselfish play. They're always looking for the cutbacks. Look at his line, all over the place. Suspicion of offside. Lustig here, 23, plays Suarez on. Once he's in there, takes it off Neymar's toes. Messi, little give and go. Suarez pull back, sliding Messi for his hat-trick. Luis Enrique's play. Not quite sure why that was given. He was well onside, but it's party time now for Neymar. Little give and goes. He's had to conjure things up all by himself.
Speaking of which, is Neymar easily getting away down that left-hand side. The step over from Suarez allowed Rafinha to hit it.
Saves the day, good covering.
Neymar again, targeting Luis Suarez. So easy. All three are now on the score sheet. Well, they can try any trick they want out here tonight.
It's all about the movement again. It's right through the heart of that defence. In between Lustig and Kolo Touré. There's two of them against Suarez. They should be doing better from this position. They've been trying to get him on the score sheet. Now he joins Messi and Neymar on. Neymar, he's always looking for it. He just clips it. Not quite sure what Touré is doing. Lustig needs to be around on the cover. It's poor defending, but take nothing away. And Suarez takes it on his chest, rolls it onto his left, and he fires it into the roof of the net. Beautiful goal from Barcelona.
So much time in the 6-yard box to take those two touches. And that is now 65 goals in his last 57 appearances for Barcelona. Alaves. Well, that's poor from O'Connell. First mistake really he's made since coming in. Here's Messi looking for his fourth off the post. And De Vries may well have got a fingertip to that, just to help it on its way.
Again, beautiful play, picks it up, just drives, drops his shoulder. De Vries, good save by De Vries.
Messi in behind, it's a wonderful run, turned in by Luis Suarez. An assist for Andres Iniesta, but you could have parked a bus into the space that Iniesta had to play that ball through.
Said it from the first few minutes this evening, Dave, it's been an issue having to deal with Barcelona's corner kicks. They're not going to just sling it into the box. They're not the biggest of sides. That's not what they do. They always try and conjure, try and get 2v2s, 2v1s in those wide areas. It's as basic as it's going to get. It's a ball back and slid back into the space. The dejection on the faces of the Celtic players and Brendan Rodgers. Messi, first time across the 6-yard box. The Suarez is sliding path. Again, Iniesta. It's just too easy.
Well, it is now officially Barcelona's biggest ever home victory in the Champions League. And it's officially Celtic's worst defeat. They need one more, Barcelona, to equal the 8 which they've racked up on 2 different occasions. And the referee finally put Celtic out of their misery. An awful night for them against one of the best teams in Europe, and one that will certainly be contending for the Champions League title. A hat-trick for Messi, a couple for Suarez, 1 for Neymar. Barcelona beating Celtic by 7 goals to 0 here at the Nou Camp. A night for them to forget.
Thanks to Dave and Keith for their commentary tonight. The good news, Celtic fans, the only good thing is it's over. The bad news is that's a record European defeat for Celtic. Neil Lennon, you know what it's like to go into a dressing room after getting a battering at the Nou Camp. What do you even say to players in a situation like that?
There's nothing you can say, really. Got to pick themselves up. There's 5 more games in the group to go. They will never get a harder examination in football than that. Never get a harsher lesson in football than that. So maybe there is some good to come out of it in terms of the club. You know, it's awful result, and it'll ring around Europe. But the gulf in class was, you know, galaxies apart, and it shows really the realistic ambition for Celtic was to qualify, then to get a group of death, as it were, and it's very difficult for them to compete, particularly